Hey guys, my name is Amanda and welcome to my channel. I am so happy to have you here today. If you have not subscribed to my channel and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. Also giving me a big thumbs up as that really helps me out here on YouTube. Without any further ado, let's jump right into the DIYs. For today's first idea, I'm going to show you how you can quickly, easily, and inexpensively upgrade a Dollar Tree tray into being a gorgeous standing tray. I had this Dollar Tree tray that I had painted with Waverly Ballet Slipper for a previous project. I'm going to go ahead and finish the back with the same color of paint, and then I'm going to take a piece of scrapbook paper and these tiny little miniature wooden snowmen from Dollar Tree around Christmas time. I'm going to create a crease in the scrapbook paper where I need to cut, and then I'm going to use a glue stick to attach the scrapbook paper to the bottom of the tray. Now I will say if you want a long-term finish on this and just to protect your paper, you will want to go over your entire tray with Mod Podge. I do not show this, but it is a very good idea. Your paper is pushed down, this is what it should look like. And then of course I paint those little snowmen with the same color, Waverly Ballet Slipper, and then I'm just going to glue one snowman in each corner upside down to act as our feet. This is not an original idea. I've seen several different people do this, but I just thought it was so cute and I thought that it made this little tray absolutely perfect. That is how easy it is to create an adorable little tray, well under $5 that you can set decor on to create a gorgeous vignette. Okay, let's jump into our next idea, which will also be under $5 as well. And I'm going to be using this little picture frame from Dollar Tree, or this little stand from Dollar Tree. It actually has a kickstand on it. I'm not quite sure what to call it, but I thought it was absolutely adorable with the look of it. So any of you know, if you have a scrapbook on hand, most scrapbooks come with pages like this where you can cut out smaller pieces. So I have a scrapbook from Michael's and I cut this page out and then I cut out one of the smaller images. I'm also going to take another corresponding scrapbook paper that I like and cut a larger piece that I can glue my smaller piece onto so that it frames it out. Then I'm going to use my glue stick yet again to attach my larger piece right on top of this base here. I just thought that this was absolutely adorable, but of course it is so customizable with whatever scrapbook paper and little picture that you want to use. Then I just created a little shoelace bow with some jute twine. I actually used two pieces so it was doubled over, and then I am going to just glue this into the corner of my design just for a little added embellishment, and I think it looks adorable. To further embellish, I decided to take a couple pieces of greenery that I cut off a stem that I believe was from Dollar Tree and just tuck them under either side of the bow for a little bit extra. I think this is absolutely adorable and just gives it that springy look that I was going for. So here's what it looks like, well under $5, perfect for a little vignette, or this would even fit on a tiered tray. Okay, let's talk about today's challenge. It is the 5 under $5 DIY challenge, which I absolutely love joining in. It is hosted by Missy from Crafty Cove DIY and Emily from Farm Charm Chic. Guest host this month is Kendra from Late Night Creations. And again, this playlist is always so fun. There's always tons of inspiration. So I'm going to have it linked below, as well as linking all of these hosts and the guest hosts below in my description box so you can check them out. You will not be disappointed. Okay, with all of that being said, let's jump into our next DIY, this adorable little house that I have decorated yet again using scrapbook paper. So we're going to be using these wood planks from Dollar Tree. They come 6 to a pack, but if you can't find them, Walmart carries similar as well. And this house plank from Dollar Tree, as well as some scrapbook paper, another design from the scrapbook. So I'm also going to show you the scrapbook here that is from Michael's, but any scrapbook you had on hand usually has little pictures or cutouts in it. So here is what I am going to use, and I'm going to begin by removing the hanger off of my little house. I'd like to take a minute here to apologize for my voice, and if I sound out of breath, I am recovering from strep throat and I am an asthmatic, so sometimes it is a little hard to catch my breath, but I am doing my best. Thank you for your grace. Here I have flipped my house upside down on top of some scrapbook paper, which is also upside down, and I am going to be tracing my house out so that I can get a nice cutout of the exact same size. So here's what that looks like. Now to the front of my house, I'm applying a generous amount of glue stick. I also use this on the back of my paper, and I will attach the two, pressing firmly. Again, if you want this to last a long time, I do recommend going over the top with Mod Podge. I'm going to use a little sanding block on the side. It didn't quite work for me because I didn't have a strong enough grit. So you can also trim any excess off the side, which is what you see me doing here. Now I'm going to take another one of those little wood planks and that sheet that came inside of my scrapbook, and I'm just going to figure out what design I want. Once I figure it out, I'm going to put glue on top of my plank and also my design. I'm going to place my design on top of the plank, and then I will flip it over and trim off any excess. That was the easiest way for me to make sure I got everything centered. I'll then glue my plank to the center of my prepared house, and here's what that looks like. Now I'm going to create a bow by taking some burlap and lace from Dollar Tree and some of this buffalo check ribbon that I had in my stash left over from Christmas. I got it on a clearance sale at Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to fold my ribbon over like so and then pinch it in the middle, and this creates an adorable little bow, which I am going to fasten in the middle with a piece of jute twine. As always, the tighter that you tie it, the more you can fluff your little bow out and cut off any excess twine. Then I just fluff my bow by sticking my fingers inside of those loops and pulling it out. I am then going to glue it at an angle right on top of that little design on my house. I then do dovetail these little tails here, but that is totally optional if you like that look or not. Now I'm just going to take some more greenery from that same stem that I used previously, and I'm just going to tuck a few pieces on either side of my bow, one kind of going across and one coming downward to frame out this home. I think that this is absolutely adorable, and it is well under $5. It is amazing what you can actually do for under $5 using Dollar Tree items and also scrapbook paper. Okay, here is another idea. With our running theme, we're going to create another picture using Dollar Tree items and scrapbook paper. This gorgeous blessed sign, so I'm using a sign from Dollar Tree and some scrapbook paper from that same scrapbook. I am going to create a crease in my scrapbook paper so I see where to cut. Sorry about the lighting right here. It was late at night, so my lightings aren't quite perfect, but it doesn't last very long. I am going to have to use two pieces of the scrapbook paper to make everything surface of the sign covered, so I place one down with my glue stick and then the other little piece. Again, you will want to go over this with Mod Podge if you want it to last, but now I'm taking another image, another plank, gluing them together and trimming off the excess as I have already shown, and then I'm going to take my plank and my house and glue it right on top of my sign where my two pieces of scrapbook paper meet. I decided that my sign was too plain and I wanted to jazz it up with a colored scrapbook paper, so I went in with a little strip and I glued one on the long side and one on the short side to match up. Now, if you want to do this for placing down your little plank design, that would probably be easier, but it was an afterthought for me and I did just use that glue stick. Again, you could Mod Podge over it. Here's a sticker from Dollar Tree that's double-sided. It has words on it, and I decided to place the blessed down. I didn't record myself doing that because I did have a little bit of a struggle, mostly my fault, but getting that blessed off and placing it down. But it comes out absolutely adorable. Then I'm going to place a little bow that I created with some burlap and lace from Dollar Tree right on the side of the sign, and I'm also going to use some more of that greenery from that very same stem, tucking around my bow until I like how it looks. And then I am also going to add a little doubled over jute twine bow to the center of my larger bow just for some further embellishment. Here is how this looks. I think it is absolutely adorable. It would be gorgeous on a door or on the wall or even just propped up in a vignette. So tons of options options there for you. Now here's another idea for another long plank sign from Dollar Tree. This one is kind of fun, has a funky little vibe to it, but I loved it. So I took this plank sign and also some scrapbook paper from that same scrapbook. I saw where I needed to cut. Again, I needed to use 2 pieces to cover this whole sign. And again, I used my trusty little glue stick to hold these down. When my sign was covered, I am then going to take these wooden shapes from Dollar Tree, the bunny and the carrot, and I'm going to base and cut them out of some more scrapbook paper that I had on hand. Then I'm going to use my glue stick to glue the paper down to these shapes. My little shapes are prepared. I'm going to use hot glue to glue the shapes down to the sign, and I'm going to place the bunnies so that they are looking at each other with the carrots in the middle at an angle. I just thought this was super cute, but you could do this any way that you liked, or just do bunnies or just do carrots. Now I had some of these little pom-pom or little snowballs that I thought were a little bit too big, so I just kind of cut them down to make a more sizable tail and glued that on to my little bunnies just using hot glue. But if you had a smaller little pom-pom, that would be perfect. Next, I am going to go ahead and make a little bow with that buffalo check ribbon and just glue that on the side of my sign. And I'm going to come in with some little shoestring bows made with this twine. Simple bow, just like tying your shoes. I place one inside the larger bow, one on the neck of each bunny, and one on my carrot. I then decided to use the rest of this little greenery stem to cut down tiny pieces and glue it where the greenery on the carrot would be. I thought this just added a little bit of color to my design, and it was adorable. So here is what this looks like. I hope that you like it as much as I do. I think it is absolutely cute, but of course it's very customizable. Next time, I'm going to give you a brief recap of everything we made today. And I also want to say thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Again, if you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell button so you're notified every single time that I upload. And also giving me a big thumbs up really helps me out here on YouTube. Thanks again, friends. Take care. I will see you very soon.
You can subscribe to my mom's channel, and thank you for watching today's craft and stay safe.